Right, a little bit of technical difficulties there.
Yeah.
First podcast, nerves and all that with the phone, but
problems with the staff. Do apologise.
Yeah. I don't think, like I said, I don't think Tasli was going to win, but he would have got, rather than being half a length, 3/4 length away, he probably would have got up towards the neck. Will he reverse? Now, if the race is obviously quite closely matched, so there's nothing to say that he couldn't quite easily reverse this.
The Tin Man won well. To be fair, when you watch it, the Tin Man did weave a very, very good path through, and did win pretty. It won well in the end, and they were certainly comfortably better than everything else.
He did. It's something about the Tin Man. I'm a fan of him as well, but he sort of seems a bit workmanlike for a sprinter, but he gets it done, so you can't really bemoan him too much. But I suppose summary of the question, I think that Tasli will actually reverse it, especially if he can. If the race is a little bit more run to suit, he gets the breaks. I think he will reverse it. I think he's well worth an each way. Generally, he's a higher price than the Tin Man, although I do notice that one or two go a little bit shorter on Tasli, so a little bit of varying opinion there. But where you can get 10s for Tasli compared to 60s for the Tin Man, well, that's with a bookmaker you can't really get much on.
No, I mean, you can get 10 to Tasli from Boyle Sports, which are just about reputable, I'd suggest. They're not quite your.
They never allowed me an account for some reason.
They're not quite your sort of your marathon bets and other ones that people have never heard of, and ones that you see on Scottish football shirts and stuff. But
you've got nines elsewhere. You've got plenty of nines, and otherwise a Tin Man, apart from Paddy and Betfair, who go 8s on the Tin Man, he's generally sort of 6s, 13 to 2 shots. So the Tasli's reasonable there.
Okay. And finally, do you want to touch on Harry Angel, who seems to be, by the looks of it, getting a little bit of support? It's into 6s, and mainly 11 to 2. Probably could see it possibly going off a little bit shorter on the day, depending on how punters go for Caravaggio. Do you like Harry Angel still?
Yep. Yeah, he's my main bet for the race. Let's say he looked like he had Caravaggio in a little bit of trouble, and then Caravaggio managed to obviously get himself out of that with his excellent finishing ability. But at 6-1, I feel as though he is almost the rock solid each way of the race here, Harry Angel, because he's they both get the weight allowance, which is £6. That's reasonable. He might not be able to dominate from the front, but he should put up reasonable fractions, and I don't think Caravaggio is unbeatable, and Harry Angel, I feel as though it's hard to see him out the top three. It wouldn't surprise me if these 2 3-year-olds are just better than the rest, and you take the weight into account as well. He's my main bet, and Tasli is probably my second bet, but just to put a bit of a nod elsewhere quickly.
And this is interesting because the other 5 runners, the way the bookies are pricing them out, you'd believe they wouldn't have much of a chance. But I'm interested to know what you're going to go for here.
Growl at 100 to 1 is quite interesting looking at. That's a bit of an odd price considering he's 33s elsewhere, but that wasn't the one I was going to mention. That's a bonus one.
Growl is 100 at Bet Victor and Paddy.
Yeah. 100 seems a little bit on the high side, but you can't really have too much hope for him. But Brando is a little bit interesting. I think he was 3rd last year in the Champions Day sprint, a little bit surprisingly, and he came out and won well in his return this year, albeit I think it was a listed race. He disappointed last time, softish ground, so it might have not really suited. So he's 33 to 1 here. He's up against it when you're looking at Caravaggio, Lamato, Harry Angel, Tin Man and Tasli. He is up against it to get a place, but
the race could go his way?
Not necessarily go his way. I just think that maybe 33 to 1 is a little bit underestimating his potential to just cause a little bit of a shock. He might be not saying he will place, but he could be there or thereabouts. So I'll put a small each way on him as well. Okay,
cool. Well, so we're looking at it's another 3 horses. So it's 30% of the field. So again, it is we're getting there, but we're looking at sort of the main win bet on Harry Angel, currently 6 to 1 at Paddy Power.
Each way.
You want to go each way? Each way to nothing. So the main each way bet on Harry Angel at 6 to 1, currently at Paddy Power. LITS each way at Ball Sports 10-1, and a little each way on Brando, who is best price 33s at Paddy Power. Of course, when this ever gets listened to, these prices will probably not exist anymore, but
they'll probably just get longer.
It just shows I can read what's in front of me. So those are the only two that we're going to tackle from Newmarket tomorrow. Next one is from Ascot. It's quite a good card at Ascot tomorrow. And the first one that we're going to look at is the 210, which is the Tote Scoop 6 Heritage Handicap, the one they all want to win. So, if we have a look at that, and this is where I just get a little bit sort of what do I say while I press back on various browsers.
I don't think there's really much to say in this because I haven't really looked at it that much in truth. So
that's good. That's good. That's exactly the preparation that the people want. That's good. The people hanging on every word. I haven't really looked at it. I don't really care.
It should be said that we have jobs. Unfortunately, we don't have the luxury of being able to watch horse racing all day every day. So it's a bit tricky. I know that a free service that I get an email once a week from Has Gone for Harry Hurricane in this, and I think that's the service itself does brilliantly. So
just to make this clear, we're going off what someone else has written.
Well, no, I was just saying. I was just mentioning that. I can't remember what it's called now. Embarrassing. Against the Crowd it is, and I just do the free email, and that's
Okay.
what he's gone for, and he's pretty good. But the horse, this isn't really
just to mention Harry Hurricane as well. Sky Bet are doing 6 places for this race, and Harry Hurricane is best price 16s with them, so that's something for you to think about.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
So what else did you have a look at?
Well, to be honest, it's just the favourite, which is pretty standard for me. At least I assume it's a favourite. Yeah,
Ryan's Bow. Yeah, 13-2.
Yeah.
With Victor or Paddy's.
I mean, he was probably a bit unlucky last time at Newcastle. He plenty of trouble in running. Couldn't really get through. It looks like he's on a mark where it's £1 higher than when he probably should have won. I think was it the Stewards Cup at Goodwood. He is £1 higher than that. He's probably going to be there or thereabouts. Considering I've not looked at it in that much depth, he is one that just catches the eye a little bit. So I'll probably just put him up each way for that one.
Okay, that's fair enough. I mean, I look at this race, and there's as sort of people have been following horses for the last 10 years. There is some real nostalgia in this race, and a lot of it down the bottom of the betting charts. Sort of previously very, very good horses. Step a Point is one that really comes out.
I'm not really sure what happened to him. He was a bit of a Group 1 almost contender, and then all of a sudden it was like he just stopped fancying it one year, and I think he's won once or twice since, but yeah, he's degraded.
And a final shout for a horse that Steve absolutely loves, right at the bottom of the market, which is LITS Camera Action, who absolutely ruined things on Lingfield All Weather Finals Day by winning a race at 20-1 by God knows how much. I think it was quite something.
Well, yeah, I can't remember what the horse we were both on that day. I can't remember the horse it beat, the Godolphin horse. I did recommend to my girlfriend that it doesn't have a chance, and then just steamed home to. I think it nicked it by a solid neck at least in the end. It won it all right, but never been a fan of the horse.
No, that's fair enough. And we haven't got time to go through this nostalgia, but I'm sure we'll mention what horse that was.
I've almost got to the race now.
Oh, there we go. So I'm sure you're all on tenterhooks to find out what horse it was that ruined everything.
Needs to.
A Blue Aegean. I've remembered the name before.
Aegean.
Steve has even got it. There we go. Blue Aegean.
Yeah, that's the one.
What a horse.
Or not.
Or not, as the case may be.
Neck, yes. Yeah, one by neck.
One by neck. Couldn't get up. So anyway, so that was. What?
It got up. That was the problem.
It did get up. Yeah, of course it did. Anyway, so that's So the solitary bet from that one. The imaginative favourite bet 13-2 in what is a fairly big field. Is that something you'd want to back sort of straight win, or would you rather just hedge your bets and go for 6 places each way?
Yeah, why not? As long as it depends what the price is. If the price is horrendous,
6-1.
Oh yeah, go on then. Why not? Yeah, seems reasonable. I mean, when you've not looked at it too much, why not just go for the favourite?
Exactly. That's exactly it. And it's this kind of punditry that really makes me unable to understand why we haven't been snapped up by ITV yet. So the next,
I'm holding out for
You are?
Racing UK.
Racing UK, yeah, that's where the punters go. So the next one we're going to look at is one more from Ascot, which is the Fred Cowley MBE Memorial Summer Mile Stakes. Just don't think I need to read these whole titles out.
Probably
actually,
not,
I just
no.
don't. I just yeah, just
The people in the know actually mention what it's sort of what the race is known as mainly. However,
so
we don't really
sorry.
know that.
Yeah, I'm sorry to everyone for sounding like a complete amateur.
I assume it's just a Summer Mile Stakes, but it may be known as
It may
something
be,
else.
but yeah, please keep listening. So, there's probably no one listening anymore. Anyway, so yes, this race, only 7 runners and a very, very short price favourite in Mutakayef, who hasn't actually won in its last 4. 4-6, Steve?
I mean, it's a short price, isn't it?
Would you touch it with a 60-foot pole?
I think it's going to win.
Do you?
Yeah, I mean, you could almost, you could argue there's sort of 2 horses in this race. I don't.
We're all fans of Sovereign Debt.
Yeah, Sovereign Debt's won. Yeah, I've been on it the last couple of times. It's won. In truth, it just felt like it was a bit lucky at Epsom. I think it was This Is Us. Is it? That didn't quite get the run through that it would have wanted. I think if it had have, it would have won. But good horse, Sovereign Debt. I mean, if it was 8 runners, you'd probably have a very good quarter each way. It could well.
It's not a very good race for that.
No, it's not. I'm not really going to go mad on betting 4 to 6 shots, but at the end of the day, Mutakayef came to beat Ribchester, albeit Ribchester might have just been running around a little bit and pulled out a bit more. And when you're, I don't know how much it was in the end, but it was not much more than probably a length and a bit to Ribchester. You're probably fancying he's going to just mop this one up.
Yeah, oh well, it's fair enough, but I think it's worth kind of mentioning that it's a 4 to 6 shot. Might come in even more. Your casual punter isn't going to get rich off of backing 4 to 6 shots, is it? So, is there anything you fancy from a forecast perspective, or do you see anything coming out of the group to trouble Mutakayef or Sovereign Debt?
No, not really.
You've bet on Firmament recently. Anything?
Yeah.
Anything
I
for that, or have we?
I bet on Firmament in a sort of a listed type race.
Yeah. So
we Group 3.
We've given up on that one, have we?
It was a Group 3. Yeah, no, it seems a reasonable handicap type horse, but I'm not sure. This is just a bit above him, I think. I suppose. To be honest, I don't really know much about Hathal. Yeah, 8th to Minding. Okay, yeah, it's one over Group 3, so maybe Hathal.
One more I'd like to throw into the mix, possibly. I mean, it's a 7-runner race, so it's really not a fun one to back each way. But Sovereign Debt at Epsom beat Gabriel by only a neck, and Gabriel is over double the price. I mean, Gabriel has been clearly ridden in major Group 1 races purely to place, and has done, I think, at massive odds on a couple. I think I remember it at Ascot one time. I think it was maybe 50 to 1, 8-runner race, and just made sure it mopped up the pieces to come third. Could it be run that way again to maybe finish second, knowing that it's not really in Mutakayef's class?
Yeah, I think the one you were thinking about was the Sussex Stakes. At Goodwood, which is there to Solo and Arrod. Yeah, and you're right, it is ridden like that. And I mean, Sovereign Debt's been it twice now, Sandown and Epsom. Both times Gabriel was closing late, and both times he could have reversed it. So yeah, double the price is reasonable on Gabriel, to be fair. But again, it's not. It's basically a no bet race.
The Epsom, the Diomed at Epsom, or Diomed, I don't know, was the extended mile. So this is slightly less than a mile, very slightly. So you could argue that actually that is the reason for the disparity in the prices. It's a little bit